Hey, this channel is called Learning Again with Truly a Writer, and today we're going to go over one of the words in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. We will be on page 27, and the word we're going over is adder. So, a poisonous European viper or related snake, any of the various harmless North American snakes as the hognose snake. And then there's adder definition 2, a device that performs addition. So, but I was like, what is a hognose snake? So, which made me go to the library, the local library, and get an encyclopedia of New York Wildlife Encyclopedia of an illustrated guide to birds, fish, mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. So we're going to go, and Scott Shoup, or whatever his name is, did this book. So, and it was done by Sky House Publishing Incorporated, New York, New York. So feel free to go to them. So, but it was like interesting to me, like the Eastern Hognose snakes, it has more than one look. And I'm just like, how is that possible? And here in this book, it's like the presumed range in New York is the like southeastern part of New York. So like I'm not supposed to be able to see these snakes at all because I live in a different area. I live like under Lake Ontario. So let's see what it actually says. Average is about 2.5 to 3 feet. Record is 50 inches. Can be fairly common in areas of suitable habitat. Variation highly variable. See photos above for some of the common color morphs. Hognose snakes are most common in habitats with sandy soils, which facilitate easy burrowing. They tend to be more common in sandy creek bottoms and river valleys. They prefer areas with moist soils, but can also be found in upland woods and fields. Breeding. Hognose snakes breed in early spring and lay up to 24 eggs. Nests are probably in an underground chamber in sandy soil. Young snakes are about 8 inches in length and always have a spotted pattern. Babies are grayish brown with well-defined dark gray or black blotches. Natural history. The Eastern Hognose snake is famous for elaborate performance it puts on when threatened. First, they will spread the neck like a crowbar, hence the nickname spreading adder, and with the mouth wide open, they will strike repeatedly. They always intentionally miss with the strike and never bite even when picked up and handled. The initial crowbar just is always accompanied by loud hissing. When their complicated bluff fails to deter the threat, they will roll onto their backs, stick out their tongues, and give a convincing impression of being dead. Their primary food is frogs and toads. They have enlarged teeth in the rear of the upper jaw, and the saliva of these snakes is mildly toxic, but it is not considered to be a threat to humans. The food of these snake is almost entirely toad and frogs, making them one of the most specialized feeders among New York snakes. Salamanders are reported to have been found in the stomachs of a few individuals as well. Anecdotal evidence suggests these snakes may be declining. Their habitat of feeding on toads and frogs almost exclusively may make them vulnerable to insecticides, as frogs and toads are primarily insect eaters. To the uninformed or snake-phobic persons, an Eastern Hognose snake performing its crowbar mimicry can be a frightening sight. To early pioneers, this snake must have seemed a real threat. The extent to which it has been misunderstood is evidenced in the array of anonymous nicknames which have been assigned this species, such as hissing viper, hognose viper, and puff adder. So, like, I really thought that was interesting. And because I live in near Rochester, New York area, it's like it's not in this area at all. And I'm sorry, but I don't know which county is which. Okay, so let us go to the internet now. So I'm using Wikipedia as a source to get information on the Eastern Hognose snake, because it says that's here. I don't want to read everything, but I want to go to the venom section. So here they are also, they are also, if you can see better, they are showing a completely different color than was in that encyclopedia. So part of me is confused on the colors of snakes and stuff. Oh, here's another one. So, and then another one. It's like, but that's the Florida version. Okay, so venom. Let's read the venom stuff. Okay, H. plehorthus is a mildly venomous species that effects aren't deadly to humans. Heterodon means different tooth, which refers to the large teeth at the rear of the upper jaw. These teeth inject a mild amphibian-specific venom into prey. The fangs receive the venom from the snake's duodenous gland. Bitten humans who are allergic to the saliva have been known to experience local swelling, burning, discoloration, and bleeding from the wounds, but no human deaths have been documented. So in the other encyclopedia, they're like, if they bite you, you're fine. You won't die. But here in the Wikipedia thing, they're like, if the saliva touches you, you could have some kind of allergic reaction. So what is it? Is their saliva harmful or is it not? So now this is NewYorkUp.com, and they list like all the snakes that are in New York. This is like the timber rattlesnake, which I've never seen in New York, by the way. But here, we're going on a side tangent now. But here it's saying highly venomous and extremely dangerous when confronted will rattle strike. Found in the lower Hudson Valley, eastern and southern Adirondacks, and parts of, that's New York City. Threatened in the state due to loss of habitat, indiscriminate killing, and broad diamond-shaped head and rattle tail. 2 schemes in yellow, light brown, green, and Eastern Mesguana rattlesnake. This is saying this is the smallest of the 3 venomous snakes in New York, with the average size of 1 to 3 feet in length. Rare, only found in the Bergen Swamp near Rochester and Oneida Lake Swamp, land east of Syracuse. Tout body, broad head, brownish gray, with a row of hourglass and dark spots along its back, and 3 rows similar to the... Some adults are completely black. Has small rattle on its tail. If rattling, it will strike. I'm just like, I do not understand how to tell the difference between snakes. But yeah, that one. So, I've never seen a rattlesnake in New York State near the Rochester area or the Syracuse area. And I'm not sure how to find one, because how do you walk in a swamp? How do you walk in a swamp? It's probably so swampy, you'd like sink in and it'd be like mud. So I'm not sure how you would find them anyways. And then you have this is the copperhead. These snakes are the least venomous of the pit vipers, and their bite is not enough to kill a healthy adult. They're only found in the Hudson Valley area. Average size is 1 to 3 feet. They have a copper-colored, diamond-shaped head. The body is patterned with a striking greenish-reddish brown pattern that looks like dark hourglass blotches. They primarily dine on rodents, but they take anything from caterpillars to small birds. The young snakes have a sulphurous yellow tip on their tails that is used as a lure to entice prey. I don't know how that would entice prey, but okay. And let's look for the hog, if they have the hognose. Oh, here is a different color of the Eastern Hognose snake. It's like, how do you have so many different color options? This snake may look similar to some venomous snakes, but it's just a form of micrae. It can be aggressive and has a painful bite. It has a stout body, thick neck, and upturned snout. Varies in color: brown, dark gray, tan, reddish, yellow, and black. Biotches running down its back. Feeds mainly on toads and frogs. Okay, so it doesn't give you information here about whether its saliva is poisonous or not. So it's like, what source are you supposed to trust? So now, because we talked about briefly the copperhead, the timber rattlesnake, and the eastern, it's under here the category of pit vipers, but they're supposedly all poisonous. But like here, the timber rattlesnake is a different color. It looks greenish, the light morph, and then it has a dark morph option. And then this eastern one looks a little bit different too. So it's just like, I guess my thing is, what is going on with the snakes? Do snakes have the ability to change their colors and we don't know it? I mean, or do they all have different colors? I don't know. This encyclopedia didn't go in depth of how snakes work, but it's like, well, you can have different colors for a certain type of snake. So I guess I have to at some point look into the biology more in-depthly of snakes, because I do not understand them. So, but like in encyclopedia, I don't know why in encyclopedia you don't give all the possible colors of a certain type of snake. So when you run across it in the wild, you can clearly make a distinction. Stay away from this snake. This snake could be a hazard to your health. So typically my objective is in the wilderness or in the country, whatever you want to call it. Typically, I am a female. Well, no, I am a female. That's not the typically part. But typically when I walk in the country or wherever I go, my objective is observe the snakes. Look at the snakes. Don't try to pick them up. Because if you don't know whether it's poisonous or not, you don't want to take that chance. So, I stay away from snakes. And when it even comes to gardener snakes, I stay away from them because, apparently a lot of gardener snakes have different colors. But I've never seen an encyclopedia that is, shows me a list of all the possible colors that a gardener snake could have. So I grew up with thinking gardener snakes have one look, and then later in life, I think I'm encountering a gardener snake that has the same pattern as a gardener snake, but I'm like, it looks different than any of the other gardener snakes that you see in the picture. So I'm really confused how to identify one type of snake from another if they can have multiple looks, and there is an encyclopedia that has documented all of their looks for all the different varieties of gardener snakes, or timber rattlesnakes, or Eastern Mazagua, rattlesnakes. And like in this book, it didn't even call it a rattlesnake, even though it has a rattle on the end, but then in New York called it a rattlesnake. So it's like what is going on with encyclopedias and online information sites? Because it's like, I thought there was supposed to be this concrete thing in the science community where it's like, this is this and this is that, and it's 100% accurate. Where's the 100% accuracy? I'm not seeing it. I should be able to look at one encyclopedia and it says, for the most part, the same thing as someone else. But here we have 3 different things. This, like, New York State is briefly saying stuff, and it's not really helping you to know what to do. Like, what happens if an Eastern Hognose snake bites you? New York State, do you know? Is the saliva okay or is it not okay? Why wouldn't you give the people of New York State that information, so if they got the saliva on the skin and they started breaking out, they know what to do? And then in school with Wikipedia, people have told me anyone could add information to Wikipedia in the past. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they said. So they're like, it's not a reliable source if anyone could add information. So do you have to document that you have a PhD or you have a doctorate to add information? Is there a limitation? I don't know. But like, I remember an English teacher, like, you can't just source Wikipedia for everything. You need to use other resources too. So I have the dictionary. I have New York State 17 slithery snakes. Only 3 are venomous. And I have the New York Wildlife Encyclopedia. So technically I have 4 sources of doing this video. So I don't know. Again, why am I going over stuff? Because my education, it feels like it was crap. Like I didn't really learn anything at all. That I didn't learn the stuff that I was supposed to learn in school because I didn't have a good teacher to guide me into learning things thoroughly. Because I would have loved to thoroughly understand snakes to a T, but I don't. So, yes, but a lot. I have talked to different teachers, and they're like, "Well, the state, the politicians, they've tied the teachers behind their back, and they're only allowed to do certain things." These are public school teachers. But I went to a private Christian school, so there was no state coming in and really tying that teacher's hands behind her back. She could have been more thorough and stuff and made sure that I didn't pass a grade until I thoroughly learned everything in every subject and could comprehend it. But she didn't do that. So I don't know what this private school teacher's problem was, and she claimed to be a Christian. Anyways, sorry for going off on a tangent, but I'm just showing you there's inconsistencies in encyclopedias and where to get information, and I'm just like, I'm starting to question everything as a whole, and I'm like, are people making stuff up? Where is the scientific proof that demonstrates that if certain snakes touch people's skin, that it will cause like some kind of allergic reaction? Where is the scientific information to back that up? I don't know. I guess we'll have to go. Okay, it says here venom. So it's like 12, 24, and 5 is the resources, the references. 12, 4. So there's a journal, McCoy Jr., Journal of Ohio. That's Ohio. And I think there was 5. A Snakes of the United States and Canada. Smithsonian Books. That probably seems like more of a reliable source. I'll probably have to try to look that up. And 12. Snakes of North America. Okay. So we will see. But again, it sounds like Wikipedia, they're listing their resources, so that's a good thing. Let's see if New York listed any of their resources of where they got their information. Scrolling to the end. Sorry, my camera stick doesn't like me. I don't see any resources. So it's just like an New York article or something. So there are no resources on the David Figura NewYorkUp.com. So yeah. So resources are important. So hope you enjoyed this video. I strongly am coming to the point where I believe you need to check out people's resources, look things up. It's probably going to be a never-ending list, so I'll get to things eventually. But yes, look up the resources. Don't just take someone's word for it. So get your scientific evidence. So, is anyone interested in doing a scientific experiment where you take the saliva of what's it called? An Eastern Hognose snake, and you put it on skin, some kind of skin tissue, and you see if it causes an allergic reaction. I'm not even sure if that's ethical, if people want to do it. And then you figure out how to treat the allergic reaction. Has anyone done that scientific experiment? Feel free, if you know that information, to comment in the comment section below, because I'm interested in that kind of stuff.